Hey guys, welcome to the channel. It is a nice sunny day and we are headed up to the boat today to do a little bit of work, and I'm going to take you all along for the ride. And the things on planned on the list today, so we got a couple unboxings to do. I got a new Mantus swivel for our anchor, which we're eventually going to replace. I like Mantus products. I have a bridle and an anchor for one of my other boats from them, along with the swivel, and we'll kind of open that swivel and kind of show you how it all works. But you know, I've looked at a couple different anchors. And the couple that I've looked at, the Rockna, of course, is a very popular one. I sent an email up to the folks at Mantus and told them how big the boat was and how much it weighed, and you know, what the intended use was going to be. And for me, I wanted an anchor that, if we got caught in a microburst sitting in an anchorage, that anchor was going to hold with no issues. And so they recommended their 83 pound anchor. And the Tallycrafts in particular have a bowsprit that's got a hole through the center of it. So the anchors, the traditional hoop anchors or self-righting anchors that Rockna sells and Mantus sells, that have the big hoop on the front of it, don't work so good because it ends up coming up underneath. So there are a couple anchors that have a nice arc to them as they come back up, and there's a guy on YouTube that tests anchors that really goes through all of the different versions and types and how they pull up, and it's pretty amazing to watch some of the stuff that he's done, and the setting videos that he does and the resetting videos that he does to kind of display what kind of anchor works best and what material, which ones hold, which ones, you know, when you twist them, how do they reset. And he goes through some forced resets to kind of see how things go. And both the Rockna and the Mantus anchors do very, very well. I wish I could afford one of the Ultras because they, in particular, have a very light tip load when you're trying to load them back on the windlass. They self-right really well, but they are super expensive. You know, they're all stainless steel, and they're about 3 times what the normal anchor is. So through Mantus, the anchor for the boat's about $1,000. The Rockna is the same price for their 33 kilogram anchor, which is a little bit lighter than what the Mantus anchor would be. But you know, once we are able to order that thing and get it in, we'll go through how all that works. We're also going to be replacing the anchor chain. I'm going to be putting 300 feet of anchor chain on there and replacing what's on there right now. And if that stuff is good, then we're just going to use that for our secondary anchor, which right now is just a bunch of road. So hey guys, welcome back. We've been on the road here for a little bit, and I'm getting a little bit hungry. So I have a weakness for Bojangles and their chicken fillet biscuit. If you've never had one, I suggest you try it out. It's pretty good. So we're gonna stop and get us a Bojangles Chick-fil-A or Cajun Chick-fil-A biscuit with some seasoned fries, and get a little breakfast snack before we get up to where the boat is. right, guys, we finally made it here, and it's a long drive over here, and it'll be a long drive home this evening, but we got a full day's worth of work. We're gonna make the best of it. All right, so we will see you on the boat. Hey guys, back on the boat. It's taking a little bit. God, the pollen here in Central Virginia is terrible this time of the year, and I think that the beige gel coat we've got is a tinge of yellow, so I kind of sprayed things off a little bit, and then got everything settled inside the boat. Took all the winter heating stuff out that I used when I was working here, put that back in the truck, and kind of started to get the little things organized. Before we get started, I'm going to do a little unboxing. I'm going to show you the hinges that I got for the companionway stairs, which I hopefully will be able to get squared away, or not the hinges, but the latches anyway. We're gonna undo the Mantus swivel, and then I got a couple seat covers for the two Todd chairs up on the flybridge. So let's get to that. Right, the first thing is I got a couple of these Dog hinges. They're stainless steel. Or again, not hinges, but the latches. And the concept is that one will stay affixed to the wall and one will be on the stairs. And that way, that as the stairs rotate out and when they come back, we can pin them down in place. So I got two of those. Like that. So they're high quality, all stainless steel, 3/16. So hopefully they should last for a long time and keep the looks up pretty good. So we're just going to use a simple hooking enclosure for when we pin it up against the side of the boat. Here's the good stuff. So this is the Mantus S2. It's rated for 5/16 to 3/8 chain. The chain gypsy that we have on the windlass is 5/16, so it works perfectly for what we got. So what comes in the box is you get the swivel, and I mean, it is a beefy piece of equipment. It comes with a 3/8 shackle, cotter pin, safety wire, and of course instructions. And what makes this thing work so well is that basically it spins off. There's several pieces to it that allow, it's a very simple concept, but you have the two halves which make up the attachment point, and basically that goes like that. Your chain goes through here. You slide this over the chain, and we'll go through this when we hook everything up. You slide that over the chain, you put the piece in that holds the link in place. And basically it screws down. You can see there's a hole that this pin goes through that keeps this whole piece together. And then the anchor just spins, and that way when you're bringing it up, the anchor self-rights, and it's super strong. It's not going to come apart. And like I said, I have this on one of my other boats, and it is an outstanding piece of very simple machinery, but it works very effectively. And then they just give you that, and then that connects to your anchor. And then you safety wire it together so that this never comes off. A lot of people use zip ties on the shackles that they put in there that have just a screw pin with a hole in them. But this comes with a complete setup. And it's not that expensive. The rating on this swivel is well more than what the chain will be. So it is not the weak link in the system. So put that up, put those pieces back in. Don't want to lose that. Like I said, we'll do a whole thing on that once I get the new chain and the anchor in. And then last but not least, we got a couple boat seat covers. These are basically just sun covers. I don't know how long they're going to last, but they were relatively inexpensive. Just to kind of cover the seats to keep the stuff on them. And a perfect example right now is they are covered in pollen dust. And I think they'll work out pretty good. I'll go up there before we leave and take a quick shot of what it looks like while we're on. So there they are. Just they're Todd chairs, and the covers fit real nice over top of them, keep all the pollen and everything else off. So I'm real happy with everything. So that'll be that.